Put SF6 on hiatus and focus on new games. Honestly, most of us regulars are getting tired of watching you struggle with the same issues with the game every single stream, i.e. drop inputs, and don't like to see you rage. The chat also gets flooded with trolls and there are rarely any mods on the night SF streams to control it. We're turned off. AI generated summary of the suggestions so far. Suggestions from viewers include: maintaining a positive tone in content, improving stream title clarity and scheduling YouTube live streams in advance, exploring diverse content ideas and focusing on leisure activities and diverse gameplay, including indie titles, enhancing video quality with professional overlays, reducing mentions of trolls and detractors, creating engaging content and intros for podcasts, considering charity fundraising streams, expanding merchandise options with limited supply runs, addressing trolls and proving legitimacy, incorporating themed streams and interactive elements. Viewers also suggest specific game titles, themes, and changes in content style: playing Baldur's Gate 3 after Starfield, revisiting classics like Final Fantasy VIII, exploring more PC exclusives, including indie games, trying Game Pass marathons and indie game nights, hosting viewer-picked indie game nights, focusing on fighting games, consider professional stream overlays, critiquing movie reviews more analytically, using themes for DSP reacts. Some viewers express the need for DSP gaming to relax and be more positive, while others encourage him to be more self-aware and open to feedback. Merchandise suggestions include considering companies like Design by Humans and Redbubble for custom merchandise. Viewers also recommend a hitbox/leverless controller for improved gameplay in fighting games. There are suggestions to schedule YouTube live streams in advance and update stream titles to reflect the current game being played. Some viewers suggest Phil should explore offbeat ideas, such as running for office in a humorous way. Others recommend shorter on-demand video lengths, around 30 minutes, and experimenting without custom thumbnails for YouTube videos. The audience emphasizes the importance of DSP gaming, showing appreciation for the support and proving detractors wrong. Several viewers advise DSP gaming to be less abrasive in his interactions with the audience and not to mention other creators frequently. There are suggestions for DSP gaming to watch his own content for self-critique and not to play games when feeling frustrated. This summarizes the wide range of suggestions and feedback provided by viewers in response to dspgaming's call for improvement. Okay. Last comment, because this is getting to be too much. I saw your reaction to the laugh video. Dude, learn to laugh at yourself. We all know you don't laugh literally like Nobody laughs like that. It's an onomatopoeia. Kinda like punching someone doesn't actually sound like pow, or whap, or boof. It's just a descriptive word to express sound. It doesn't hurt you to play into it. If you absolutely must bring up detractors, then when you ban someone, say just to meme it. Anything is better than not being able to laugh at yourself. Taking it so seriously is making you look terrible. Please actually take these suggestions to heart. My only suggestion is to take others' suggestions in this thread to heart and learn from them. Be more self-aware. Was thinking you could randomize the goals each week, like instead of gunner at 50 all the time, one week could be a hat at 50 and another week could be vest at 50 and the other two goals could be that as well. I also think you should put more thought into playing the games you want rather than just trying to juggle a lot. As someone who wants to play a lot of games but has a hard time juggling them, it's best just to stick to 2 to 3. I love that you're playing a lot of variety, but I think some focus would do better for you to hone in on some games. Also, this one is more of a personal thing, but I find that you are at your most entertaining when playing fighting games, so maybe you could add more fighting games to the rotation of games, like try Smash Brothers or go try to see if Super Turbo as some players. Those are my suggestions, I hope they help. Hey, race a bit more feedback. I find myself writing this after a different day of streaming, 10/7. Again, be less aggressive. Some dude sent a tip or super chat asking about being banned. You said that's not the best way to address it and laughed while thanking him for the money. Maybe you didn't mean it as a negative or it came off as more abrasive than you meant, but that's the point. It's bad optics. Should the dude have asked while you play a Souls-like? Nope. But maybe find a way to handle that better, like just say email me at ____ and then be done. Laughing about it makes it sound like that thanks for the money dummies clip I've seen of you. Secondly, don't play games if you are feeling pressed or exasperated. If that's the case, convert to a just chatting stream. Tonight you played Lies of P and literally said I don't care that I missed an item, I don't give a f ____. I'm gonna be honest, as a viewer and enjoyer of Souls-likes, that isn't something an entertainer should be saying. If you don't want to explore or you're just done with a tedious area, just say I understand but I kinda want to get to the next checkpoint, maybe once we're there we can come back. Just some small things I noticed. I suggest considering a more proactive approach to scheduling your YouTube live streams. As an example, leading up to React Day, you've already scheduled all 3 streams for tomorrow: the podcast, the React stream, and the late stream. YouTube features these upcoming streams right at the top of your channel, making it a breeze for us viewers to check out what you're streaming and when. They also appear in our subscription feed. There's even a notify me option, so we can get a notification when these upcoming streams go live. To enhance viewer convenience, it could be beneficial to schedule your entire week of streaming like this in advance. This way, your audience can easily select which streams they'd like to be notified about for the entire week, rather than having to wait until the night before the early stream, or a few hours before the late night one. Furthermore, this approach could potentially replace the need for your schedule command in chat, saving you the trouble of updating that daily. It might even eliminate the necessity for daily schedule posts on Twitter/X app, and the YouTube community tab. Instead, viewers could effortlessly navigate to your channel homepages, where they'll find an upcoming live streams section displaying all the streams scheduled for the week. You could set this up upon your return from a day off, or the night before your day off, and any schedule changes could be promptly updated for the benefit of your audience. Lastly, this approach could streamline your podcast schedule segment, reducing the need to mention extensive schedule details every day. You'd only need to highlight any schedule changes, and provide insights into the upcoming streams for today and tomorrow. Such efficiency could afford you more personal time after your streaming day is over, eliminating the need for repetitive schedule updates across various platforms. By scheduling all 12 streams for the week on YouTube, you can simplify your workload and let the platform manage the rest seamlessly. After your podcast, update the stream title to focus on the game you're playing. That way when anyone sees the stream on their homepage or recommendations, they don't see podcast, then, and think you're still doing a podcast. Remember, YouTube will shorten titles longer than 60 characters on certain devices, so viewers on mobile might only see the first half of your stream title and think it's just a podcast. For example, today's main stream, I'm back. Time for podcast chill, then AC Mirage premieres. October 6th, 2023 could be updated to the following: after the podcast, and before gameplay starts, AC Mirage premieres. Let's explore Baghdad. October 6th, 2023. People love chatting and we all have something to say. You're an interactive content curator, this is the new Phil. A new release brings people a 24-hour cooldown to talk. It's too much. It needs to go down to 1 hour or 20 minutes, it's enough so people can see what the stream and community is about and can start to interact with all of us. Also, you need a professional stream overlay, start 2024 fresh. One with chat incorporated for us that watch in full screen so we can read some of the chat too. You can in under an hour create scenes so you don't lose too much time swapping your camera and layouts around, with a click and boom it's done. Time is money and this is your business. 1. Be less abrasive. The reason I even came to post this is because someone asked on the podcast today, 10/6, if you had read the suggestions and you sounded offended that the person wasn't aware of how it all worked. You need to understand not everyone watches all the content, and if you have Q&A on a daily basis you're gonna have repeating questions, so be patient. 2. Stop mentioning what other people do and what makes you different. I get you want to differentiate yourself from the other YouTubers, but it just comes off as if you're bitter or jealous. The people that are watching know why they're there, so kinda preaching to the choir. 3. If you're not gonna shorten the podcast, as some have already suggested, then invest in it. Start incorporating clips and links to sources in the stream description. Maybe even separate that segment from the podcast as its own standalone segment. 4. Watch your own content back. I get you're busy, so are we all, but you need to be constantly playing back your content for your own critique. Listen on headphones in the background as you go about your day off and ask yourself if this is something you feel would hold an audience's attention. This'll be hard, but you should honestly leave the internet for a while and re-evaluate your life. Your last vacation was when you told your fans that your parents were ill. Hell, you could even come back on April 1st. I wish you'd relax more when playing SF. It's one thing to be frustrated at the netcode or whatever, but you literally call people assholes and pieces of shit for the way they play. It's not cool. 1. For a variety streamer, you don't seem to try a very wide variety of games. Maybe there are exceptions, but it seems like you only touch indie games when they break into the mainstream, e.g. Hades. That means there's a huge swath of quality, affordable games of varying genres that never get exposure on your channel. Sea of Stars would have made for a nice late-night playthrough instead of Chrono Trigger, for example. As for new releases, be more selective. Your schedule becomes a mess when there are multiple AAA releases, and frankly, many of them are boring to watch. Ubisoft's, Horizon Zero West or whatever, that kinda stuff is like watching paint dry no matter who's holding the controller. 2. Echoing all the other suggestions here, trim the fat in your podcast. Watch one back and ask yourself what really needed to be in there. The DSP thing should only exist when there's actual news to discuss. Your day off could be something you talk about during gameplay, same with Q&A. Your schedule can be posted on the screen, it doesn't need to be dictated every day. 3. Try to be more positive. You play video games for a living, yet you have such a sour view on things. Example, you could have gotten through your Naughty Dog segment the other day without calling everyone who bought TLOU Part I an idiot or moron or whatever schoolyard insult it was that you went with. Consider that someone who bought and enjoyed that game might be checking out your content for the first time. And no, I don't mean you have to be supportive of every facet of the gaming industry, but you can be critical without being completely unpleasant about it. 4. Drop the segments where you tell people how special your content is and how other people's content isn't meaningful. Let your content be judged on its own merit. People generally don't like being told what to think. GG, fam. Before reading this, English is my second language, as apologies in advance for any grammatical errors. Maybe just do a full podcast once a week. Doing it once a week rather than 6 times makes it feel more special and meaningful to your audience. Best to be on the same day as the React streams and take the time normally spent on the daily podcast to ease into the stream, meaning starting your stream later but coming in ready for gaming. Go to the bathroom before starting the stream and maybe take 30 minutes to greet the stream and read super chats and tips and thank people for memberships, then start the stream. If you're having execution issues with fighting games, get a hitbox/leverless controller. They're ergonomic, they help prevent your hands from cramping up, they don't give you as much carpal tunnel and are super precise with inputs. Have a fighting game stream where instead of immediately playing online, have a short segment where you watch your replays with the inputs on and see what you did wrong, where when you say you dropped inputs, it's user error, not the game's fault. You said that people can't make fun of you for being master rank, the same applies to you making fun of so many other master rank players. Stop it, accept your losses. You're always playing a pattern, doing a throw after Blanca's hop, doing a command throw after wind condor spire, doing Blanca up ball in the corner, not using the reversal option or level 1/level 2s to get the opponent off you. Fighting games have been guessing games since SF2, and you need to predict the opponent, not react. Don't bring up trolls, detractors, haters, other creators every stream and then say you're above the drama. It takes a tremendous amount of time and nobody will take it seriously, since discussing dramatic things, then saying you're above it, is a hypocritical stance to take. You don't have to try so hard to be holier than thou. Get moderators you trust and will come to the stream regularly. As an example, Opboon is a trusted member who seems to want to help out the channel. Trolls have figured out that if you are really invested in a game, like Street Fighter, you will not pay attention to the chat while you are playing it. This means some members of your community are teased relentlessly for hours at a time. This has the added benefit of cutting down on the negativity you have to deal with, since moderators can handle the most obvious/hurtful stuff and you can focus on the positive interactions with chat. Purge the podcast. Once a week is enough, and I really see how daily news segments are scratching the bottom of the barrel. You provide your schedule everywhere, so please don't keep reiterating it. Game more, talk less. Phil needs to learn how to critique. His movie reviews feel like book reports where every beat of the story is covered. He doesn't need to go into that. Talk about the actors and how they perform, talk about dialogue that stuck with you. Talk about what didn't work. Get analytical. As someone who used to watch all of your content, the reason I stopped tuning out completely is because of the begging. I know you don't count it as begging, but mentioning support and memberships every 5 minutes became absolutely unbearable and completely ruined the experience for me, to the point it started to become cringe-worthy. You're at your best when you're playing something you genuinely enjoy. Don't be afraid to go back and replay classics, personal favorites, or things you want to play instead of the next new hype thing that just fizzles out after 2 sessions. Good luck. The biggest suggestion I could give would be allow yourself to play a character from time to time. I'm going to give you a pro wrestling analogy, but just please stay with me. I know as a former wrestling fan you've heard how all these former wrestlers said they enjoyed playing a heel way more than they did playing the babyface. You used to play that heel and you used to have more fun, which made your streams more fun. You've been trying to be the Hulk Hogan Roman Reigns babyface for far too long. It's bland and stale. Play into the things your detractors seize on. I don't care if you play WWE Champions, whether you do or not it's irrelevant, but get a toy WWE Championship belt and take a sharplet to it and make it a WWE Champions Championship belt. They make fun of your Evo finish, get a bronze medal Hurt Angle style and wear it when you play fighting games. They say you beg too much, take that and make a spoof charity commercial video. For just $1 a day, less than a price of coffee, you can keep a streamer fed and sheltered. They say you say AKAKAK when you laugh, make a sound clip of you saying AKAKAK and play it if you think something is funny. Everything the trolls do to get under your skin, take it and spin it into a pro wrestling type character where you take it and use it as satire against them. You'll have more fun, the streams will be more fun. The trolls will have to find something else to seize, then you can take those new things and spin that into your character. Let the trolls do the work of evolving your character for you. All of your longtime fans will see what you're doing and they'll think it's funny, you won't alienate them. Please do this. Not only will you enjoy what you do more, but I promise you it will help your channel and bring in way more viewers. Don't take this wrong, I'm not saying be a heel, but be a heel that's actually so funny that you turn yourself into a baby face. BAY2JB an Edge or Christian. You'd be able to say and do stuff more freely because you're not Phil, you're DSP, you're a character. You could punch up at some of these great SF players and it's not Phil calling them out, it's DSP the character. You could get a sponsorship deal and it's not Phil telling you play Raid Shadow Legends, it's the satire character of DSP telling you do it. You know I love mobile games, AKAKAK it would be satire, Maybe do it McFoley style where sometimes you're Phil, but as soon as you put on the Evo bronze medal, you're DSP. Hey DSP, some ideas. 1. Try to get a better gaming PC. It will open up other games. It will also allow you to play games with certain mods on, making your playthrough more unique. Maybe have a short-term deal where if you reach the best goal, any extra tips are put into a PC fund. You could keep a running total of where you sit on the PC fund. As a former wrestling fan, think you could look at this way: baby faces slowly become heels if they have nothing to chase. Keep yourself chasing something at all times. 2. Keep yourself chasing something. For example, it's way more fun to watch you play Street Fighter trying to get a new character up to Master. It is less fun watching you play a character in the Master ranks. Enter online tournaments for any games you're interested in. It doesn't matter if you get crushed and never win. It's the chase that keeps people involved. 3. Either shorten the podcast or get guests and improve the podcast. There have been many times when tune in to watch a game, switch to something else with the plan of coming back once the game is being played, but I don't come back because whatever I switch to ends up with me falling into a different rabbit hole. 4. Clip the DSP news segment and put out a shorter video of only the news segment. 5 to 10 minutes maximum could slowly bring in new viewers. 4. Don't stop acknowledging trolls or sock accounts completely, but instead find a way to address it but keep the show moving. Make a Mr. Socko and pull it out when there's a sock account. Use it as hand puppet or something. Use your Mr. Socko as representation of all sock accounts. Have a video of a troll from a game or something you could play when a troll super chats. Something where you can play the clip and then just keep going.